Hi everyone, this is Terry at terryscraftroom.com. Today we're going to make this gorgeous, fun shaker card. See that? We're using the sweet ice cream bundle with the punch and the ice cream stamp set. So let's get started. So as you can see, my scoops of ice cream, they're Glimmer paper. So I'm using our rainbow Glimmer paper, and this is in the annual catalog. And the nice thing about our Glimmer paper, it's no shed Glimmer paper. So you can see there's no glitter that comes off on my hands at all. It's really nice glitter paper, Glimmer paper. And so what I did was I cut a strip like this, and then I just fed it down so that I only cut the ice cream scoop out as I cut it. So I have the whole rainbow of colors of the ice cream scoop, and that's how I cut that. Okay, so let me get my card supplies again. So I'm using our in color, the cinnamon cider in color, and our card base is our normal card base, which is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. We have a piece of Blackberry Bliss that is 5 1/4 by 4. We have a piece of our Ice Cream Corner Designer Series paper, and this is 5 by 3 3/4. And don't worry if you miss these measurements, because I'll have a direct link to the blog post down in the description box, so you can go straight over to the blog post where this is posted on my blog. I have one of our medium clear envelopes, and this is how we're going to make our shaker card. And then this is another piece of our Designer Series paper, and the back of it is hashed like an ice cream cone. And I just cut that out, or punched that out with our ice cream cone punch. So here are our ice creams. And then you need a couple pieces of scrap, a piece of ribbon. This piece of ribbon is about 7.5 inches long, and some sequins. So let's get started putting our shaker part of our card together. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our Designer Series paper, and we're going to put it in our clear envelope. And I'm going to make sure that this is all the way down to one corner. So it's down on this corner right here. And the flap here, it opens back here, so that when I am going to fold this over, it's going to fold to the back. This is the side I want to the front. And here we're going to take some of our sequins and stick our sequins here in the front of the card again. Just like that. There's an errant sequin there. Okay, so there's my sequins. Now I'm going to take that tape off, or that off, and I'm going to fold this all the way down to where the Designer Series paper is. Now I still have this piece left. I'm going to fold that over too and use some tape to really secure this well. Just like that along the back. And there you have your shaker part of the shaker card. Quick, easy, easily mailed, and everything. So now I'm going to attach my ribbon. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold it around the back again and just attach it with some tape. Make sure it's even. Fold it around the back and attach it with some tape again. So there we go. This kind of a shaker card goes together pretty quickly. So the next step I'm going to take is I'm going to attach this to my matting. Now, since we have a piece of plastic here, the best way is to take a really strong tape adhesive. Don't use a liquid adhesive on this, because a liquid adhesive is going to work best with a porous surface, and your plastic is not very porous, so we want to use a strong tear-in tape or Seal Plus. I'm using score tape, and I'm really taping it well, as you can see. And I always tape my layers well. I live in a really dry climate, and so my tapes and adhesives tend to dry out quickly, and so I tend to add extra just to make sure it stays. Okay, so let's add this. Okay. Now let's build our ice cream cone. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to just build it up just like that. So I'm just going to put a little bit of liquid adhesive on each one, and I kind of like to have my ice cream scoops kind of going at different angles like that. So we're going to put some dimensionals on the back of our ice cream cone. Okay, stick that off to one side. Now, the last thing I'm going to do before I stick this on my card base is I'm going to put a sentiment on it. So we're going to use the Treat Yourself out of the sweet ice cream cone. It's right there. And first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to punch one end of my sentiment. I'm going to keep that little divot there. I'm going to stamp my sentiment just like that. Now what I'm going to do, how you know where to cut it. So what I told you, I'm going to keep this little thing, this little divot, get a pencil. So what I've done is I've colored this little divot that I took off of this side so you can see it a little bit easier. But what I'm doing is I'm framing in the sentiment, so this area here is about the same as this area, and now I'm going to make a mark on this side of the divot. Okay, so I have a mark there. And so I'm going to cut that off straight, right there at the mark. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to feed this in so that it's all the way to the end up here and centered so that I would get a good punch, and then punch it off. And then when I pull it out, it should be exactly the size I want it to be. And I'm going to do the same thing with my framing piece. I'm going to punch out the first one. I'm going to line up my sentiment on it. Then I'm going to take this piece and line it up onto the piece where I want it. Make a mark. See the mark there? Cut it off. And then when I put it in, as long as I make sure I put it all the way in, and it's all the way to the top here, when I bring it out, it should be the perfect size for what I want. Isn't that cool? So that's how you use these kind of punches, and how you make sure that your size ends up being the perfect size for what you want. So I'm going to start layering this, and then this one I'm going to use some dimensionals on. And let's widen this back out. Okay, and then we're going to put that right here on our card. Then we can fold our card base. And then just put my adhesive on this, stick it to our card base. And there you have a quick, easy, adorable shaker card. And it's flat, so it's pretty easy to mail. You don't have the bulk of the old kinds of shaker cards. So easy to mail, easy to make. I hope you've enjoyed today's project. Check out the blog post for this over at terryscraftroom.com. I'll have a direct link in the description box for you, and while you're over there, sign up for my newsletter. And if you like this card, leave a comment below for me. Bye everyone. Have a good day.